some misconceptions they have about social media that you need. The main one is that you need a big following to make money.
No.
That's the main one that people are not realizing.
No, absolutely
I think it's
not.
just like you can make money. It depends on like, I know people that have a way smaller follower than me and make
way more money. Way more. Lee, what do your followers call you? Like, do they call you like Lee the Fourth? Like, that just feels so official.
Do they call me Lee the Fourth?
Yeah.
Some of them do. Somebody yesterday said, "Yo, are you Lee the Fourth?" Some people call me Leith. They think I'm Leith.
Leith. Oh.
Yeah, Leith. So I'm like, "Yo, Leith." But they call me Lee the Fourth. Yeah, Lee the Fourth is probably like the go-to. Some people say Lee, aren't you Lee? Or the tall guy. I get Lee the Fourth. Tall guy, Lee.
That's so funny.
I know. You're the tall guy, right? That like hits his head. That's what they
hits his head on things. You almost hit your head on the fan right there. That was dangerous.
It's always new places. Like if I don't like, that's why I had to take a little mental picture here and at that door frame, and I won't hit it.
Oh yeah, that door frame is shorter than you are.
100%.
Oh, that's so scary.
Definitely.
I never think about it. Like I'm walking through the wilderness and it's like I don't even have to duck for branches.
Wait, how tall are you actually?
5 exact.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm itty bitty.
When did you stop growing?
Probably middle school. Most likely.
I feel like you were like the tall middle school.
No.
You were tall. Oh, you was always short.
I was always itty bitty.
Oh. I feel like you hit 5 foot and it's like you thought you were gonna, I'm gonna be 6 foot.
No. Oh, have you seen my mom? Yeah, she's my height.
Literally.
And her sister's like a little shorter than her.
Literally.
Yeah, and her mom's even shorter than her. And my dad's not tall. He's what, like 5'5"?
No, that's not tall at all. No,
yeah, I never thought I was gonna be a tall person.
Sure.
Yeah, correct. Like my brother's like, what, 5'6", and he's like, I'm the tall one.
It's just y'all two? You and your brother?
Yeah, I love my brother.
Shout out to him. Shout out to bro.
Sweetest.
What's his name?
Ethan.
Ethan. Shout out Ethan, man.
I love Ethan.
Ethan.
He like pretends.
He's older than you, younger than you?
Oh, he's younger than me. That's like his favorite thing to ask though when we meet people and they're like, who's older? And he's, who do you think is older? I'm like, you're saying that because you're like a little taller.
Did y'all used to fight as a child?
Children? We hated each other as kids, but we're best friends now.
But you used to like fight, like scrap?
Until he picked up karate, yeah. Because me and one of my best friends, we all grew up together, and we used to like tie him up with jump ropes and put makeup on him when we were little. And then my mom enrolled him in karate, and the next time we tried that, and I was on the ground.
Oh no.
So then we switched to like psychological mind games.
Gotcha.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
That makes sense.
Absolutely. It's as the older sister, it was my job to torment him forever.
That makes sense.
But now we're very close. I value my relationship with my little brother so much, and like his new girlfriend, wonderful human being.
Older siblings are good. I'm a middle child.
Do you have middle child syndrome?
I feel like I'm the favorite in my family, low key.
Oh my gosh.
Parents won't say it, but I know. But middle, I don't know. No, I feel like No, I feel like I don't have that middle child syndrome. I feel like I definitely see it at a time when my little sister was like young. It was an age gap. My brothers were all like 5 years apart, so it was like that 2015, 10 range.
Makes sense.
That I kind of felt it. I felt like I just kind of like forgot about because I was just, I don't know. I just feel like I was just my brother. Me and my brother like night and day. He's like the hothead.
And you're very chill.
I'm very chill.
But he got all the anger and the anguish and the angst. And
it's the first child though. He didn't really know what to go off of, so he's just going off what he just knows.
Well, there was just none left to give to you.
Exactly. And then I seen what he did. I was like, okay, let me not do that.
My brother did the same thing because like he was the rule breaker, but I was I was more loud. Like I had an attitude, but I was like a rule follower. Whereas he was more quiet and chill, but then he like went and secretly did whatever 100%. He wanted.
Well, my brother had all the fun though. He I feel like he got in trouble. He would like sneak out the house, but he only sneak out the house because I would help him. I was like the mastermind, like the mastermind in the movie that's like behind the computer, and all the people are doing like the dirty work.
Are your siblings tall? This is like a very ADHD random question, but like, are you the tallest?
I'm the tallest in my family, technically extended too. That's a living.
Okay. Okay. How tall are they? How tall are your siblings?
My brother is 6'5". My older brother's 6'5". Younger sister's like 5'7".
Okay. That's crazy.
And then mom is like 5'8", I want to say.
Wow.
I want to say sister's 5'6". Mom's 5'8", I think.
That's so
she might be shrinking though. She's getting older. She might be shrinking a little bit.
Yeah.
Dad's like 6'3".
Wow.
Yeah, I have an aunt that's 6'5" though. Shout out Aunt Marcy.
That's crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah, she's 6'5". She's kind of shrinking too. She's getting old too though, but she's like 6'5". Her prime's 6'5".
Wow. I've never seen a woman that tall before. That's amazing.
Aunt Marcy, she's So she's up there.
And so, does anyone else in your family do social media, or just you?
My sister started. My sister actually started social media. Like that's why I got started, because she was on. I think she was on. Actually, I was on Vine. She was on Musically when I kind of like started. But she was the one that was really doing videos, and then I kind of like just like hopped in her videos. But I knew that one of the first video that we did went viral. It was like Tom and Jerry, cat and mouse, chasing her around the house, and that video went viral. So in high school, I was in high school. She was in middle school. When we started doing videos, I was telling her I was just hopping in her videos in case anybody was just making fun of the videos. I was like, oh, my sister's just making me do it. But I was really the mastermind behind what's going viral. But I was using her as a scapegoat.
That's so
just in case
funny.
Anybody started like
of course.
Jokes.
That's what the sisters are here for.
Sure.
We're always the scapegoat.
But she was the one that literally told me, she's like, Lee, I think you should get on this app called Musically because you got the personality for it. You should do it.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been online. Oh my gosh, what year are we in? 2025?
Yeah.
I started. I think my first video online. I think I looked this up. It was on Vine in maybe 11, 12.
Wow.
Something like that. Let's say that.
Wow, yeah, that's Vine. So long. So it's like more than a decade.
Yes.
When did I was never on Vine. Like again, like I started like accidentally on TikTok. Like I never even like really looked at Vine. Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. Were people able to like make money off of Vine?
On Vine, I think were people making money on Vine? Yes, but how people were making money was off. Towards the end of Vine, I think people started doing like brand deals. I think like King Bash and maybe had like one of the first brand deals.
Okay. But I know the idea of like making money and making a living off social media is like a very new thing.
Yeah.
And
you're good to know. Back then you had to figure it out. So what I seen, I was in a lot of group chats. It was a lot there was like Black Vine, and there was so many different sides of Vine.
Right.
The Vine group that I was in, it was like they used to do revines, so like almost like reposting now.
Right.
So, but revines used to like, if you revine something, it would go to like all your followers that you had though. So you would pay for a revine. I might have paid for like one revine one time in a group chat, but I think people used to do revine for refines just to like grow. So you like essentially, if me and you had 10K, we would just revine each other stuff to get like 20K, and then like once you can get like into like a 20K group chat, and they'll start revining you, and it was just like you just make your way up, until you can. If you have the money, you could just
do it as much as you want.
Do as much as you want. Yeah. So campaigns back then was like, I think people started figuring it out. Like companies like, okay, but let's get all these viners just to revine something, but they would literally revine it for only like an hour. It's like an hour, like $50.
Wow.
It was like 2 hours, was like 500, because it was like it literally would go to all your following, which is nuts. They can't do that today though. There's no way.
No. Especially with like the way that TikTok springboards some creators. That's the label that I've always like used TikTok for. Is like you springboard your success onto other platforms
100%.
With TikTok, because that was the easiest to just randomly go viral on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I think I probably paid for a revine in one of the group chats.
Interesting.
But I didn't make any money on Vine. No, I just was trying to like grow.
And so, like, I know that's always everyone's number one question, because so many people want to be YouTubers or want to be content creators. And, like, the number one question is, how do you make money on social media? And the thing is, that's such a different answer for different platforms and for different goals. Because, like, there are people that I know who have millions and millions and millions of followers, but they don't make that much money from the platforms themselves.
Definitely.
And then there are people who don't have very big followings who are making even more money off of very specific brand deals and sponsorships. And it's so interesting. And so I thought that would just be really interesting to like talk about and share. Like, I wouldn't even call them secrets, because I know like you and I are very open to anyone who asks us those questions. Definitely. But it's not always, there's not always an easy forum to relay that information. If that makes sense, I guess.
No, definitely. I don't think there's a definitive answer to that. There's like multiple ways that people make money online. I think I'm kind of glad I started where I started, but then I feel like everyone had like a I won't say upper hand though, but it was a good gap. It was either you start back then or you started like during COVID. I feel like that's I feel like there's no in between.
I started right on the tail end of COVID.
COVID's like 2021, 22?
Yeah, like October of 2021, I think. October of 2020 or 21.
Okay, so that's like the tail end of, so after Vine, I didn't make any money on Vine. I don't even know how people were, other than like revines. That's probably pretty much how you're making money, to like, maybe like people started adding music to Vines and they would hit up rappers like, oh, y'all put your song on one of my Vines, something like that.
Right.
But I didn't make money on Vine. Musically is when I first started making money.
Okay. How did you make money on Musical.ly?
So on Musical.ly,
I didn't even have an account for Musical.ly.
my first, you remember your first brand deal? I remember my first brand deal amount.
Yeah.
My first one was like $15.
Oh, God.
I know. I probably had like 100,000, 150,000 followers, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a song, essentially a song promo by this one record label. And I mean, at the time, $15, I was like, I'm not making no money. This sounds great, you know. So, and the one company was paying like $15 a day, at like, I don't know how old I was, maybe 16. And I was like, oh, this is great. This is amazing. So, and then it would do really well. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna up it to 20. I was like, oh my goodness.
$20. Oh.
$20.
We getting the extra fries today.
Exactly. And I was literally using it on like meals and stuff like that. But yeah, song promos was the very first thing. And then I realized, okay, bet, what happens if I hit up an artist? I was like, I might can get $50 out of somebody. So I would hit up like local artists and like charge, like be like, hey, I'll do your song on Musical.ly, you know, and the people redo it. This on Musical.ly, when you did a song, like everybody would repost it. So it was like you did one song, you would have at least 100, 200 reposts on a song, because it was just like people didn't know that it was like you were promoting it. It was just like, okay, this top musers is what they were called back in the day. Musers is a crazy word, but these top Musical.ly people, all the followers are just whoever was just making the song. They were just trying to get big too, so they would just redo the same sound. So I would say song promos was the very first way to monetize online. I think that's probably like the one of the maybe not one of the easiest now, but I think you can do song promos with 1,000 followers. You can literally hit up somebody, a local artist, to be like, yo, I'll do your song for nothing crazy. You can do like $10, $20. You can try to up it to 30 or something like that. But if I had like 5 followers or like 100 followers on TikTok today, I'll be hitting up like song promos. That would be the first way I would start to like make money online.
That makes sense. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, for sure.
I never even considered that. Something that I do that I realized that not a lot of people know about is I found this company, and what they do is they make copyright-free music that they then license.
I've seen that, yeah.
And so for those that don't know, like YouTube bought out all the music licenses so that their creators can use all these copywritten songs and like music licenses within their content on YouTube, and YouTube just pays the licenses for creators to be able to do that. So this company uploads these songs that they created onto the YouTube license library, and then when YouTube pays them out for the licenses and for the royalties, they split that revenue with the creators that helped create and use those songs. I really don't remember the name of the company, but I'll have to find the link and like put it in the description or something like that. But that's just like a very easy way, because like anyone on YouTube can like go to the sound and save it and then also use it. And so everyone who uses that video or that music, that sound, and then if their videos do well, or even if they don't do well, like that's still royalties that this company is receiving, and then splitting with me. And that's like the easiest passive income, because I'm making videos no matter what.
Gotcha, yeah.
That's such an easy little passive.
So you're doing that today? You're having the music on there?
Yeah, I have 6 songs.
Okay.
6 songs. So they start out with like 2, and they're like, hey, here are 2 songs, you can use them, whatever. And like I tell them, this is the vibe of music that I'm going for. These are the kind of instruments that I want. This is the kind of theme of whatever. So I have one that's I have a couple that are very silly that I can put in the back of silly skits, and then I have one that's a little bit more, I guess, angsty. Like,
and you own the song? You own the sounds?
They technically own the sounds, but they split the royalties with me. Like,
so you're like 50-50 owners.
Right, and like when you look on the YouTube library, that like I pick the name of the sound, and the photo of the like the album cover or whatever is whatever photo I pick. So like it's me. All of them are me.
Okay, got you. Yeah, no, I've seen that before. I had a company reach out to me too. Was essentially they like you pretty much just make an instrumental, same thing. Like it's like it could be like a scare. I might do that for like Halloween, like do a few scary sounds.
Yeah, I have a suspenseful one. I can show it to you.
Got you. Yeah, because I use like 6 sounds. I think it's like 4 or 5. 6, 7 sounds.
Yeah.
That I use on that. So I think there's no, I got that for sure. You started in 2021.
Yeah.
What was your first dollar you made online? Like, how'd you make your first dollar online?
Because I started very accidentally. Like I didn't even realize. And there was the first dollar that I made online, but then there was the first time the platforms paid me. Two very different situations. Yes. I think the first brand deal I ever did was, I think it was Sam's Club.
Okay.
and they paid me $4,000.
That was the first time making money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
They paid me $4,000 for like a back to school kind of whatever. That was the first brand deal I think I ever did. I can't remember if they were first or CryCut, like the little arts and crafts machine. That was also a back to school thing. But I started in October until my first brand deal was that summer, getting ready for back to school. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy money. Like if I were to do a brand deal a month, I wouldn't need like a regular job anymore.
Yeah.
Like this is more than my
Literally.
teacher salary, which was what, like $2,500 a month after taxes or something like that. So I was like, this is like better than my teacher salary. Like now I know now, like unless you're like really on it, which I'm not, you're not always going to have like all the like teacher content. Back to school is a great time where companies are like, hey Rebecca, blah blah blah, but like in the middle of winter, not as much, unless I'm reaching out to companies. The first time I ever got paid by a platform, I didn't even know platforms paid like that.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And I remember my school district was saying like, hey, we see your videos on YouTube and it's fine, you can record whatever you want, but you can't get paid out by their monetization stuff. And I was like,
the school was saying that?
The county.
Oh, wow.
Because we had 4 really large TikTok teachers in our county. One was even at my school. We're still very close. I love her. Her name's Brenda. She does,
Shout out Brenda.
Shout out Brenda. She started a Mexican candy store because that's where she's from. And so she's like kind of recreating recipes that she made or recipes from childhood, things like that. Wonderful human being. Love that woman. But they were like, yeah, you guys can keep making whatever content you want, but you can't get paid from it. And I was like, who's getting paid? I don't.
How would they know?
They were like, well, we see your videos on YouTube and we see there's ads on them. And I'm like, but I'm not getting paid for those.
I'm demonetized.
I don't even know what that means. And like, that's when I ended up quitting. And a week later, because I was like, I can find something in the private sector of education or like ed tech. Or if I'm doing something ed tech, I'll be making more than I was as teaching, and I can still do these brand deals. Like, this is dumb. A week later, I got an email from YouTube Shorts saying, hey, we're trying out this thing of like monetizing shorts called the Shorts Bonus. Here's your first Shorts bonus. And it was like over $4,000. And I'm like, this is double my teaching salary.
That's funny, yeah.
I was like, I don't need to go to ed tech if I can do brand deals and this. Like, this is 4 times what I was making. Why would I go back to teaching?
No, facts.
So that was like the first brand deal and the first time I ever made money. Okay, so I loved those Shorts bonus programs.
So from YouTube Shorts bonus program, that's crazy to think about how you started. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
There was no, back then, I'm thinking about like from year 20, I would say really 2014 to 2020, 2021, if you weren't on YouTube or Facebook, if you knew about Facebook back then,
Facebook pays a lot.
Yeah, you were just ahead of the game if you knew about Facebook. I didn't know about Facebook back then though. But if you were these platforms weren't paying you at all. We had to figure this out, like how
do we
to make money, how we're gonna make money
off
of this. They were gonna go. I had to get super creative. I was trying to get really creative. Like I was like, I from the song promos, I was realizing like, hey, I'm getting song promos every day. Let me like hit up my friends for song promos. Say I have some friends that like not making money as well, and then I was like the middleman of song promos for like, and I was only doing that for like my whole time in LA. So and then that kind of like as I got bigger and bigger and bigger, I'm like, oh, this doesn't really make sense for me to do it for the same price. You know, $15 went to 20, went to 100, went to 300, and then before, I remember on Musical.ly, there was Musical.ly introduced live streaming and gifting. And that's what, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but back then, when they first introduced live streaming, so what Musical.ly did, which is kind of nuts, they, whatever you had on your phone, like whatever bank account was linked to your phone, they automatically linked it to your account on Musical.ly. So every little kid, everybody that had an account on their phone, I don't know if their parents, I don't know if it was their parents, whatever credit card was on there was on Musical.ly. So when you go live, literally it'd be kids just like, well, we didn't know, I was a kid myself. So, but it would literally be like, they would just be blown up, and that was good money back in the day. And I kid you not, bad days, my first about like I would say my first like $100,000 online came
Wow.
from Musically, came from live streaming
I'll
back
be
then.
honest.
Yeah.
And this is something that's like important to me, but I know not everyone does it, and that's okay. And I
Yeah.
have a very specific reason. One way that a lot of people do make money on social media is whether from like the gifts from lives,
Yes.
or the subscriptions, or the memberships, and I won't do any of those.
Why? Why is that?
There's a couple of reasons.
Okay.
I have made my platform like, coining the phrase like I don't get paid enough.
Okay.
And so a lot of people that follow me, whether they're a part of teaching or other underappreciated occupations, or whether
Yes.
they're kids or whatever, but like the whole point is I'm talking about how these professionals are not treated correctly and are not paid enough.
Gotcha, yeah.
So then I feel like that would be so disingenuous of me to then be like, okay, guys who I know don't get paid enough,
Yes.
pay me out of your pockets.
Gotcha.
You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like even creating a system where, whether it's memberships and subscriptions, of course it's not required, but I feel like
It's not.
even asking is
Yeah.
just so against everything that I want my brand to stand for.
100%. No, definitely. I think there's.
You know what I mean?
I think there's a balance. I think there's some people that literally will sit there and beg,
It depends on someone's brand.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't align with my
Yeah.
brand. I don't judge anyone who does
Correct,
do the
right.
subscriptions or anything like that. It just doesn't align with like what my platform
Mm-hmm.
is about, and that's fine. Like, there are people who have very different missions in
Yeah.
life and very different goals with their platform, and that's okay,
Yeah.
and that's fine. Like, there are people who they have Patreons, and they have
Yeah.
very loyal people on Patreons,
Correct,
and I
yeah.
love that for them. But I can't justify how it would make
Yes.
sense in my head to talk about the financial struggle of so many professionals, and
Gotcha.
also like my following I have parents
Mm-hmm.
who, I have kids, I have professionals,
Definitely.
and I just don't feel like my audience is not the audience to be asking money from. Like,
Do you have? I got a question for you. Do you watch you watch Netflix, right?
yeah,
Do you pay for Netflix?
my dad does.
So you don't pay. Fair enough. Somebody pays for Netflix, right?
Yeah, well, like in our family, so
Yes.
like
Do
we
you
have
pay
a
for-
we
Go
have we have the system where like my parents, me and my brother, we each have our own subscription. I have Hulu and Disney Plus, and then my parents have Netflix, and my brother has
You're paying for it.
Amazon. Yes,
Okay,
and so like
gotcha.
that's the one that we pay for, and then we just share the logins,
Got you.
and that's how we do it. So like we're each paying for like one or two of the services,
Gotcha.
and we're not all paying for all of them, and then we just share the login so we can all watch the shows.
Okay, so for your Disney Plus, I guess you're watching that, where you're paying for that because it provides you entertainment, essentially.
Yeah,
Correct?
yeah.
I think some of these subscription models, not everybody does this though, but I think it's the same thing for people that are paying to like watch your content. Some of these people watch
Yes.
your content more than they watch Netflix.
Yes.
So some people are like, well, hey, I'd rather pay you this money. I can't talk to the guy on the screen that I'm watching on Netflix.
Well, so the for me personally, because one, I think I already put out like a lot of content, like 4 shorts a day at least. That's
You
a
do
lot.
4 shorts a day?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm tired all the time.
that's a lot.
And people used to encourage me because in my downtime I love to do like the video games. I have this Discord of guys that I love to play games with, and I have so much fun. And like, why don't you stream that? But I think I've do so much work on a daily basis that it's very easy for me to burn myself out. And I feel like I need time for me to just veg and like just have something for me. And so I can't even imagine like one, doing extra content on top of what I'm already doing for more, like
Yes.
for an extra Patreon thing.
Correct,
But
yeah.
also because of what my brand is, I don't feel right putting my stuff behind a paywall when like most of everything that I post every other day is about like financial struggle.
Gotcha.
And so like I don't have any issues behind like anyone else doing it. Like
Gotcha.
I don't even, it's not even like a thought in my brain of judging anyone else
Gotcha.
for it. It's more because my brand is about these professionals aren't paid enough, and these professionals, like, these jobs don't keep up with inflation. So like if that's my whole brand, is being so conscious about like the financial struggles of all these professionals, why would I put my stuff behind a paywall instead of making it completely accessible? Because that's what my brand stands for.
That
like
makes
I feel like
sense.
I would be very hypocritical of like what I try to raise awareness about if I were to put my stuff behind a paywall and say like, oh, you can't afford it because you're living paycheck to paycheck because teaching pays that terribly.
So
Sorry.
no, that makes sense. It's kind of like contradiction of what you're saying. That
Exactly.
makes sense for your brand,
Exactly.
specific
And even
brand,
though
yeah.
like I'm sure
There's
I would
people
make a
out
lot of
there
money
that
with
probably
it,
would.
but I just that's not what's important to me.
Gotcha.
Like staying true to what I've always set my mind. Like it's more important for me to stay who I've always been and like keep that why at my forefront than like make an extra revenue stream.
No, I feel that 100%. I don't think I have any type of paywall that I have other than
No,
like
yeah.
Twitch. But I think that the culture of Twitch is just kind of like that's just what it is.
I need to look
Yeah.
into something on Twitter. I don't know.
Yeah, so I think that's the culture, and people don't want to get hit with the ads too at the same time.
Right.
So they're like, oh, this is like, you're
No, I get
entertaining
that.
us.
I get that.
And they're watching like a TV show. Some people tune in every day, so
Yeah.
they're like, I definitely understand it. I think that's the culture of that, of Twitch at least is like that though. But yeah, with Musically back in the day, I just think it was just like it was almost like something that parasocial relationship everybody talks about, like how these people like they're sitting there watching, but they feel
Yeah.
like they know you, and then even when it's like they get a reaction out of you when it's like I click a button. It's almost like playing a video game for them, you know. So I definitely see it. I remember seeing it as a kid. If I was a little kid and I could watch Will Smith on a live stream, and I'm like I can hit this button and send Will Smith $1. He'd be like, oh yo Lee, thank you. I'd be like, oh this is
Yeah,
this is
like
great.
oh my god,
This is
like I
great.
impacted their day.
For sure. So I think that I definitely see that relationship, just being on the other end of social media. 'Cause I used to watch a lot of YouTubers, and same thing. I was like, oh, I felt like I knew them. And I was
Yeah.
so fascinated. Why do I feel like I know them? You know, and I've never met this person in my life. So I see both ends.
No, yeah,
of all
yeah.
that.
I
see
love
both
that.
ends, for sure.
And I think something else that is like very audience conscious, but also like goes into like what we're talking about, you know, like how people make money on the internet and things like that is like something we've mentioned a lot is brand deals. And I think especially today, like something that at least I and a lot of creators like you think about is when it comes to brand deals, yeah, you can make a killing on brand deals, but I also don't want to only be publishing brand deals all day every day. Like I
Gotcha,
don't
yeah.
want to override what I don't even know what word I'm looking for right now.
You don't want your niche to be brand deals.
Yeah, like I
know
don't
what you
want
mean.
it to be like brand deal fatigue and like it's
Yeah.
just overflowing or oversaturating
Correct.
my page with just brand deals. And so that makes a lot of creators very picky and choosy about what brand deals they pick. So it's not only
Definitely.
like I don't want to oversaturate my page with brand deals, but also like I don't want to pick a brand deal that is completely against what I stand for. So like for example, I have professionals in my audience, but then I also have a lot of kids. So I get a lot of companies that are not children companies that are like, hey, let's work together. And I'm like, no.
Have you ever
What?
have you ever done a brand deal that you're like, oh, why'd I do that? Like it's paid great, but it's like,
Not necessarily for the product. There's been some brand deals that I've taken at a lower rate than what I usually do because I think it's a good company, but then they get very picky and choosy. Like there are, and what I mean by that, and like as people become creators and get into the industry, is there are a lot of marketing teams with companies that think that because they are in marketing and they do the TV commercials and blah 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 blah, that they know what will do well on social media.
yeah, that's literally
And
everybody at a company.
that's not how
Yeah.
social media works. Social media and TV commercials are very different. And so like a lot of these companies will say, well, we want this brand deal to be authentic, but then we also want it to look like a commercial. And it's like, well, this isn't what my content looks like. And you want my audience to interact with your brand deal. So if you want me to make it how I think I should make it, because
Yeah.
my audience will be like, for me, I love when I can make my brand deals like into skits. I know that'll do well, and like people will be halfway through the skit and be like, oh wait, this is a brand deal. Like that's my favorite.
Correct.
But then companies they either have the red tape or they
Yeah.
think that they know best, and then it's like they want me to re-record it 4 times, and I'm like, why did I'm doing it at a lower rate because
No,
I believe in
definitely.
this company. This is eating into so much of my time. Why am I
You know,
doing
definitely.
this?
There's a part of me that would love to sit in a room because I'm almost like, who at these jobs? One, how did this person get this job? Two, like are they just sitting here at like a long table like, hey, let's think of like this campaign that we need to run for, let's say whatever, it could be a Nike this year. Nike usually does really good ones, so let me not say Nike, but another brand's like, oh yeah, let's make this campaign work, and then the campaign is just like I don't even know how, like why do they even, like, who sits here and thinks of, like, this is a good campaign, you
Or
know?
even sometimes brands are very nice about like, oh, you can make it however you want, but you still like, I won't always or even usually do posts for products or commission based
Yeah, no, I don't
sponsorships.
want to do that unless no, I won't do it. I don't think there's a scenario that I would do that
No,
unless it's like
because
unless I
like
really like it.
right, because
Yeah,
like in reality, these products, though they might be great, and I might definitely be interested in one for myself, but it doesn't cost nearly as much of what my rate is usually.
correct.
So unless I'm like really believing in this company and I really believe in this product and I like really like it, I won't do it because if I'm only picking a couple brand deals a month,
Mm-hmm.
why would it be on something that like doesn't pay my like I have my own bills to pay.
Gotcha.
And if I'm not like I refuse to ask for monies from my followers, so I may pay my bills off of what the platforms pay me and what brand deals pay me. So like I don't always pick a even if it's a small company. And I know that like small businesses really rely on word of mouth and social media. But like just like you have bills to pay, I also have bills to pay.
Correct.
And if I'm only doing a brand deal a month because I don't want to oversaturate my content,
Yes.
it's not most likely not going to be for your product that is $50 that
Definitely.
it might be a great product and I might think that you're a really great small business, but like you got bills, I also have bills.
Yeah. How do you balance between, like you said, because I feel like me doing this when I was younger, right? I didn't have bills. I didn't have none of that. I was like, I'm just doing it. I'm just essentially just taking everything, I guess,
Right.
any and everything. How do you balance now when you, like, you do have bills, you do have your home, right? You know, where you live, stuff like that. Like, you got bills to pay. How do you balance, like, okay, you're not. We all know you don't do brand deals every month,
Right.
right? Brand deals don't come in every month.
Nope.
You know.
Right.
So in the course of a year, you might have a good, let's say, I don't know, six to eight really good ones. Let's say that one. How do you balance, like, okay, I really need to do this brand this month versus like, it's not my rate, but like, I gotta do this one.
For me, it depends on what the company is.
Okay.
And I even have a good example. Because back when I had a manager, I don't have this manager anymore. We ended
Okay.
up parting ways.
So that's the next one.
But so there was, I'll even name the company because I love this company. I love working with them. It's Global Citizens. They're like an international nonprofit.
Okay.
I believe in so much of what they do. And they wanted to get some creators together to talk about like a digital divide, especially in schools, which is right up my alley. And I believe in so many things that Global Citizens done, especially this one thing that they wanted creators to come to New York and do this event and talk about the digital divide. And my manager and I like argued about it because they didn't have a budget, period.
Gotcha.
It was going to be completely like pro bono. And he didn't want me to do it. He's like, it's not worth your time. Yeah, they're going to cover like your travel and accommodations and things like that, but like you're not being paid for it. Like your time is valuable. And I said, I understand that, but sometimes I think it's important to do things sometimes just because it's the right thing to do.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And regardless, sure, they're not paying me, but they're paying for me to travel and I can create content there that will make me money in other places, whether it's like I'm going to this really cool festival. I can make content with that and make money off of that. Like that content will go into my ad revenue, or like while I'm in New York, I can collaborate with other creators and get some podcasting done. Like this company might not be paying me, but not only do I think I can get very valuable things out of it, but I just think sometimes you do things because it's the right thing to do. Like there are absolutely exceptions to where I might not make a lot of money off of this. I might not make any money off of it, but it's important to me and it's something that aligns with what I believe in. And how can I expect people in the world to do the right thing because it's the right thing and not necessarily need to get something out of it if I'm not willing to do that as well. And like it ended up that they ended up paying me at the end of the day anyways, and it was like a happy surprise. It was like, oh, and
by the way, here's a
right, and I was like, oh, that's cool, but like I was 100% into like I don't need to be paid for this. I don't need to be whatever. This is just the right thing to do. This is a positive message that I think needs to go into the world, and I'm going to do it because it's the right thing to do. period.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, no, definitely. I think for me, kind of same thing. I definitely see. I think I say no to a lot of things now.
Yeah.
I say no to a lot of things because I think I just as I get older and the things that I want to do in my time, like saying, time gets more and more valuable by the day. So and the more things that I do, but yeah, it's likewise. Yeah, I always look at it if it's a company's hit me up or something like whatever. If it's a deal, if it's I gotta go somewhere, I'm always looking at like if I do this, am I starting in a loss? Sometimes it's like, yeah, it's a trip. They might not cover the whole thing. I'm like, we'll cover you. They won't cover plus one. They won't cover him. So it's like, okay, where am I starting at? And before I even create the video, where am I at a loss? Am I at like a 1K loss? Am I at a 2K loss? Am I at a 4K loss before I even start the video?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I try to do, if I'm like as close to even as I can get, then I try to make another way. Okay, I can make this back off of a YouTube video. I can do this on that platform, stuff like that. So I think my decisions now are always like, which I almost, it's balancing the financial aspect
Right,
of it
absolutely.
and the opportunity. Where's the opportunity in financials?
Exactly.
Teeter totter, I would say, line. So,
and I think some really good advice for especially emerging creators and people who want to make money on the internet, learning what things to invest in early on can be so valuable.
What would you say? What would your message be to creators that are starting out?
I think depending on what they want to do long term. Like for me, one of the smartest things for me to invest in was my cameras, because especially with podcasting, when I travel, it's not like I just have cameras in my house. Like I have good quality cameras that I can take with me wherever I go, because even when I live in North Carolina, and there's a lot of great creators here, but not enough to sustain like just filming in North Carolina all the time. Like I have to travel. I go to other states. I go to at least one state a month. I go to the events where I know all the creators are kind of together, so that if there's, it's really easy for me to go to Texas and find 6 other creators in whatever city that I'm in to record in. Not as easy to go to Oklahoma, and make it make sense. So if I can find an event that the one Oklahoma creator is also going to, I can hit that. But in other states, where I don't have equipment, or if I didn't have equipment, podcast studios are so expensive.
Correct.
Like at a minimum, $100 an hour a lot of the times. That's crazy. And I have to figure out what time is the studio open. Can those creators work around my time? What if I'm running late? What if they're running late? And then who's going to edit it? What is that going to look like? And I like to batch record when I go places. So that's on top of my traveling. I got to get to where I'm going. I have to stay somewhere overnight.
Yeah.
On top of what I'm paying to travel, I'm paying $600 for 6 hours of podcast recording, and that's each episode is only 1 hour. Like think of me and Bailey when we get together. It's never an hour.
Never. Yep session.
And so it's like, it's so much smarter for me to go and invest in maybe more expensive equipment, but then when I travel, okay, instead of paying $600 in addition to what I'm traveling with for podcast sessions, I pay an extra, $50 a night for a nicer hotel, and then I just record with the equipment that I invested in right then and there. Yeah. And it's completely around my schedule. I don't have to wait for, is the studio open? Do they have availability? Like I can completely record around what's best for the people that I want to work with. And it's so much simpler.
So at what point, if I'm a new creator starting out, at what point do you think I should invest in like nice cameras? Because I think the opposite. I don't think they should focus on the cameras.
I think it depends on what you're looking for.
Okay.
And what you're starting with. Like, what's the goal? So, like, if someone is first, like, I want to get into social media, I don't think you start with, personally, and I know everyone is a little different, I wouldn't suggest to someone, based off my experience, the success that I found, I don't think you start with long-form content. No, I think it's much more difficult to make a name in long-form content than anything. I think short-form content is the easiest way to springboard into success. You don't need a fancy camera to look into short-form content. Definitely your iPhone cameras, even Android cameras, I think Android cameras even have better cameras, if I'm not correct, or if I'm not mistaken. That's all you need. And so what I did, and again, my social media stuff was complete accident. I had nowhere which of going. I only did short form content until I hit 1 million on YouTube with shorts, period. And then once I hit that, I was like, okay, I feel like I have the audience and I feel like I have the community that like I would be willing to look into what is long form content. And I'm still figuring out how long form content works, you know?
It's a tough one,
I'm very comfortable and confident with like where my short form content is, you know? I post 4 shorts a day. Are they each one going to go viral?
Banger,
no, absolutely not.
Do you care about that though?
No,
Okay,
not even a little bit.
No, because I do have some friends that's like, if it's not a banger, I'm not posting it. You know, just like, so they'll go once a month, but it will be like the best thing they put out.
For me, everything that I post has a purpose.
Got you. I think I was like that for a little bit.
Yeah, no.
I think I'm still like that kind of.
I think that if I was like that, I would lose my mind.
Yes.
Everything that I post has a purpose. I'll post like, I've realized Nathan Kessel actually taught me this, and this is, again, another way to make money. I went back and looked. He told me that you can, every 8-ish weeks, and I'm not going to do that soon. I'm going to make it a little longer, but every 8-ish weeks, you can repost viral content
on a spree
from other platforms.
8 weeks, that's it? Maybe.
That's what he said.
Maybe 2 weeks.
No, for me, 8 weeks feels like so short because I feel like I blink and it's like 2 months later. So I went back from like the very beginning of my success, and I've just started pulling anything that made over 1 million views on each platform.
Gotcha.
And I'm putting it in a Google Drive, and I'm setting it to like repost.
Gotcha.
And I'm still in the initial process of making that list. So like I think I got to 2024.
Yeah, you got like 4,000 videos on your channel. So that's actually
I know.
nuts. Yeah, so you can do that. Yeah, that's easy
so,
for you. Yeah,
so every day in the morning, I have a repost that did well somewhere and will make me money on some platform again.
Gotcha, yeah.
And then I have a podcast clip from this week's episode to one, I already knew short form is where I make my most success. So like obviously it will be successful, whatever, will make me whatever from that episode. But also if it happens to find people along the way who like long form content, it'll link back to the episode, which is good. And then I always post a new skit and or a new lifestyle video. And then I have like a clip of my Am I the Bad Apple series from, which is like kind of like Am I
Gotcha.
But I kind of made it because like I knew when I was growing up, my mom told me that stupid was a cuss word, and I wasn't really allowed to say or like watch things that had the bad words or like the more adult themes. And I figured, I'm sure there's so many, whether it's kids or whether there's moms who have kids around and don't want to have to worry about what their kids might hear from their phones, like that kind of, it's like not for kids, but it's kid friendly for anyone that needs their space to be kid friendly. And so that's like that series.
Do you cuss in your videos?
Never. So like even when I just said, am I Lena's gonna beep it out.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So like I never worry about what my guests say. Oh, my editor's amazing. I love that woman. I never worry about it because I know like Lena's just gonna beep it out and it's still gonna stay on brand and brand friendly because staying brand friendly is just so important to me.
100%. Also, so on a pie chart, let's get a pie chart going right now.
Okay.
Right? So on a pie chart, where is, I guess, revenue coming from on a pie chart, like platform wise?
It's split it's split pretty evenly between YouTube and Facebook.
Okay, gotcha.
And so many people sleep on Facebook, so many creators sleep on Facebook. Gotcha. And so many creators think that when they post something on Instagram to say, oh yeah, well it also can be shown on Facebook. No.
Gotcha.
Make a Facebook page.
Yes.
Because there's an entirely like different audience on Facebook that is not anywhere else.
You have to have a Facebook page.
Like at all.
You're like
and it's all completely different audiences. Yeah. Like the people that are on TikTok are not the same people that are on Facebook.
Or Instagram.
Or YouTube. Or YouTube. Snapchat. Like it's all completely different audiences. Yeah. And is there some overlap? Yes. But not like you needed the pages. Like you make a page and you post the Facebook reel. And there's so much revenue in there, especially because so many creators just won't get on Facebook.
Gotcha.
Whether they're afraid of Facebook. Because I will say, every platform is going to have its trolls on it.
Yes.
And the most intense trolls I always find on Facebook.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. But
I think
the positive ones, like the community
Twitter,
on
for sure,
Facebook,
X.
even though Facebook has, I think, the most intense trolls, it's also got intense loyalty. Like, there's a couple people.
Well, first of all, I've seen some of your content. Some of your content is not triggering, but you definitely push an edge to get a response. Sometimes I see.
Sometimes,
I see
yeah.
some posts.
Like the frozen pizza.
No, I've seen some stuff about some, like, I think it's about like men, blah 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 blah. I think I've seen it before.
Oh yeah, it's all people are always. What's so interesting?
Yeah.
I love when people take like the couple videos that I make about men, and they're like, "You're such a man hater," and I'm like, "Do you understand that every skit that I post is about usually a crazy woman? Every day, every other day, I post a skit. Usually, 95% of my skits are about Karen women.
Gotcha.
So when people make a big deal about like once or twice a month, I'll post something about men, and they lose their minds. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, that's what you focus on? That's what's so interesting to me.
100%. I don't think in my career, I don't think I've dealt with that much. Everybody gets hate comments. Maybe I just like don't, I think now I'm just posting it, just don't tune into them. But I don't think I have that many, I don't think I have too many trolls. Just, I got a few for sure. I got some crazy ones for shorts that pop up every once in a while. But as a whole, it's not like even when I go out about, I've been out with some people that's like, even some creators that's like, oh damn, I'm looking left and right because somebody's about to throw a water bottle at us.
I've never had a negative interaction in real life.
I've never
ever.
With myself, I've never have, but like with some other creators I have for sure.
Really?
I'm like, yo, this is a whole different.
No, I've never ever had a negative experience in real life.
But I think
ever.
It's I think it's the energy that you get off throughout your videos. Like you come off as like an a-hole to your page. in your videos, people think that's you in real life. So and they'll try you, and I've seen that some creators literally get tried in real life by like people in public. I'm like, oh, this is crazy.
See, like, it's so interesting because for me, like, empathy and being kind to people is so important to me. But at the same time, like, I'm not a doormat. And if you're going to be rude to me, I'm going to be rude to you back.
Gotcha.
And I think that sometimes people take, whether it be like my voice is more high-pitched for sure, or like I'm very small, or like I always talk about being kind, and they mistake that for being like a punching bag or being a doormat. And I'm like, oh, hun, we will learn today. It is not the same thing. And I think it really throws people off when I respond to them with the same exact energy that they bring to me, and they're like, they don't know what to do with it. And I'm like, well, if you can't take the heat, my dear, stay out of the kitchen. Like, I don't.
That's a good one.
And it's so funny because, well, you're responding to me, and I'm like, yes, because me responding to you.
Oh, so you respond to comments?
Sometimes, yeah.
I don't think
sometimes.
I ever respond to.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes for sure.
If I have time that day, then maybe
if I have time, and I will typically do it for like a good 30 minutes, and then at the end I will remind them that I'm paying my bills by doing this, and you're doing this for free. We're not the same, and that typically they'll stop.
Sheesh,
or at least I don't look back at it, so I have no idea if it makes them stop or not.
I think I'm just like out of sign. I think as much as people put out there, I think everybody has a right to say whatever they want to say back.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like,
and that's fine. Like, you can say whatever,
right,
but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to respond to you.
Facts, that's very true.
But I think, like, I don't know if people who watch realize that, like, when I see the same, and I mean this in like the positive side now, because I said earlier, like, I think the nastiest trolls on any platform for me does come from Facebook, but I also see some of the most loyal people that I see those same names every video in every comment section, and that's like, good. I notice you. Put them in the group like chat. I don't want to like out people or dox anyone, but like John on Facebook, every video, and he's always like, say hi to the cats for me, and I'm like, I will, John, I will, and I don't 100%. Always respond, but like I will, I see that, or like there's this one guy on YouTube comments every single short, every single one, right, period, because that's the little handle that he uses on YouTube. I notice. I see when I scroll through the comments, when I see the same name 20 times in a week, I remember. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's definitely.
And I love those people. And I've tried giveaway things and stuff before, but like, it's hard for me to figure out how to best like acknowledge those individuals.
Giveaways are always tough, yeah.
And I want those individuals to know, like, I see you, I know your names. Like, I talk about you guys at my dinner table all the time. I don't know the best way to like acknowledge the people that like really are my ride or die community members.
Yeah, I've got. I mean, it could be a different thing. It could be you could have like a private community with them if you have enough of them.
There's so many, like especially Facebook too.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, so many people, so many creators are afraid to get on Facebook because like it can be a scary place. I get that.
I don't think.
But
I don't know if
it's
there's.
so rewarding.
Are they? You think they're scared? They just don't know. I think it's they just don't know, or it's just like it's another platform I gotta like.
Well, that's why this is a hack for newer creators. Repurpose.io. I live by it. I live by it. So like it's this software, and like you do pay for it, but like it saves me so much time that it was worth the investment. That's another thing that I would invest in. Because I think diversifying your people who just stay on one platform, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think you just don't know. I think you just kind of like.
I think so. Repurpose.io is the software that like I connect all my social media platforms, and so it's set up that anytime I post a YouTube short, so it automatically republishes to Snapchat Spotlight, Facebook Reels, TikTok. I don't have it automatically go to Instagram because I handle Instagram a little bit differently than I do. I just do Instagram once a day.
Gotcha.
Because the algorithm I don't feel like can handle more than that.
Yeah.
And even Facebook, I used to do like 5 or 6 shorts, like short videos a day, and then I realized that Facebook can't handle that many, so I kind of decreased it to like 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Yeah, I'm at one right now on Facebook. This was like repurposing. It's like 1 a day. I did try the same thing. I think I tried like 5 a day, but it's just too much. Yeah. So especially with the type of videos that, depending on what you do, if you're doing like skits versus like my videos are like, they take time because I gotta travel for literally all my videos essentially.
Yes.
So I do that once a day. But yeah, the repurpose. I feel like I've been repurposing for a while.
Yes, and you just have to know like the little quirks. Like for example, anything over a minute won't repurpose to Snapchat. Yeah. So I just, when I'm scheduling stuff out, I try to schedule. I take like a week and I schedule the month out, and that saves me so much time. And then everything for Snapchat, I just bulk upload if it's too long to be repurposed.
Gotcha.
And Facebook's the same way, but it's 1 minute and 30 seconds. You can't really schedule out with Snapchat, but you can schedule out with Facebook. So if it's on Facebook and it's over 1 minute and 30 and it won't repurpose out, then I will schedule that separately. And on Snapchat, I'll just bulk upload it that day.
Are you making money on Spotlight or on stories from Snapchat?
Both.
I've been. Which one's a better revenue?
It's hard because Snapchat recently changed their monetization stuff, but also I don't travel every day. Like a lot of my day is like sitting in front and doing computer work. So it's hard for me to stay consistent with stories because I feel like it's just me in front of a computer.
I feel like it's
Maybe I need to start doing like the question of the day on my stories.
I feel like it's easy for girls too. Do you work out and stuff? You like?
I need to get back into it. Okay. I haven't.
That's an easy one if you do that daily.
It's just this year, like with the divorce and stuff, it's been so stressful that I started losing too much weight, and so I stopped working out because I'm like I want to be responsible with my exercise and my fitness. So if I'm not eating enough, I don't want to be irresponsible and like not eating and working out. So I've been waiting to get back into it until my appetite was a little bit more consistent. Okay. And I feel like I can start that. I can probably start it now. It's just been like a hesitant of like, until the process is done.
Gotcha.
It's been like a hesitant, well, is there going to be another big stress flare up or something like that? You know what I mean?
No, I definitely know what you mean. Well, not on the divorce part, but I know what you mean. With the other part. But I was saying that if you have a daily routine that's an easy one if you like working out or you're like vlogging. I've seen people do like mukbangs or post old trips and stuff like that.
I used to do question of the day videos, and like again I told you everything that I post has a purpose.
True.
And for me, my question of the day used to be like a little bit into my personality or whatever. But I'm definitely not opposed to. I stopped when I kind of took a little bit of a break from content this year just with everything going on, and that was like the first to go was the question of the day because it was just like. It doesn't provide anything view-wise or revenue-wise. It's literally just for my personality, for brands or speaking opportunities or things like that. I think I don't know why I never thought of it before, just putting it on my stories. That's a great idea.
I think it's like
because now even Facebook is starting to pay for stories.
I've seen that in the group chat. I gotta see about that. I don't know how that's going, but I did see that.
I don't know. Facebook also just kind of changed their monetization in that, like, it used to be completely separate of here's your ad revenue from long videos, and here's your ad revenue from reels, and here's your ad revenue from this. I see like reels,
1 minute plus videos, something else, stories. I see like you get paid for even like posts, like the post you text if it goes viral. I see now. I was like, wow, okay.
But they just changed it, at least for me, into like just one monetization area. So like I don't even get to see the differences between my reels versus my long videos versus my whatever. It's just one pot.
Gotcha.
But I do know that I do get paid for stories. I just have been really bad at that. And I'm waiting for Repurpose.io to also have this, it repurposes out videos. I would love for it to repurpose stories, so that anything that I post to Snapchat goes to Instagram and Facebook and vice versa.
Yeah.
Because Instagram already has that. If you post to your Instagram story, it'll go straight to your Facebook story, and that's so simple.
That's good. Yeah, I didn't think about that on Facebook. So let's rank the platforms. Rank them from, I guess it's a hard thing to say. Rank them from your personal favorite.
It depends on, so my top 2 is always going to be Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
And what is my favorite at the time?
What order though?
It depends on what's going on at the time.
Okay.
Because something that, like, again, emerging creators need to know is if a platform has a new feature out, you want to use that.
Gotcha. Is there a specific one that comes to your head?
Oh, yeah. When YouTube started product tagging.
Okay, I never did that one.
Oh,
I know. I remember you telling me. I remember you told me that you were in a program though. Oh my goodness, yeah, I wasn't in a program. You told me that one.
It started. So when platforms come out with new features, they really want people to utilize them, and typically they will add revenue incentives and monetization incentives for people to use, like the Threads bonus. When Instagram came out with the Threads bonus, that was the easiest $3,000 I made every single month.
Gotcha, yeah.
Holy moly! So like when YouTube came out with product tagging years ago. It was not commission based.
Yeah.
It was if you
like tag right?
It was if you tag this product in your videos and someone clicks the link, that's $0.25. Which for someone of a large size.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the most I've ever made from that program. I was in the airport and I was refreshing my analytics. And I just remember the number popped up. I think I made 60 to 70 grand in 1 month just from that product.
That's nuts.
And I remember just stopping in my tracks, and I thought I was dreaming. I was like, there's no way this is correct. What? And they quickly changed the.
No, they quickly
changed it to commission.
That one. And then I never got into Snapchat. Snapchat had a nutty one. Did you
do
that one?
I wasn't.
I know.
Now,
it was crazy. That would never happen again on social media.
I heard people made like product tagging type money.
Yeah, they were doing like they were giving away $1 million a day.
Wow.
$1 million a day, and I know 3 of my friends that made like $1 million like a month.
Wow.
Crazy. Literally just spamming the videos for like a month. Like every 5 minutes was like a new upload.
That's insane.
They made they had checks that had like 300 grand, 400 grand. It was nuts.
Well, you know what's also has been
never told me, chat.
A really easy revenue stream that I started, and it's like, I think it's easier than people realize, because even if you don't get the, okay, I'll start from the beginning because I'm gonna get too ahead of myself. I like my podcast, even though, like, again, like I said, short form content has always been my bread and butter. It's like where I find the most success. I'm still to this day figuring out long form, even like podcasting stuff, figuring out equipment and lighting. Like, people who listen to me know that, like, that's been a journey for me, figuring out what equipment works the best. Because I don't know, I never did any of this stuff on purpose. But even with that, the passive revenue that comes from podcasting, of even just putting the automatic ads throughout, whether it's on the listening platforms or
you put this on listening too? Okay.
So this is on all audio platforms.
Oh, wow,
The automatic ads that come on the Facebook or the YouTube or things like that. And then when I schedule ads, like, I make the video ads, whether it's like, there will be some on this one, whether it be like Shopify is one that I work with a lot, or Skims. I love working with Skims. I love their products, like, a lot. Sometimes those payouts, insane. Sometimes. Like, I remember the biggest one that I worked with was Instagram, when Instagram was trying to promote a new feature on Instagram.
And they were promoted on a YouTube ad?
They promoted it, like, I created an ad to play in the middle of my podcast video, my podcast episode.
Okay.
And I remember, not to be fair, like, the production company that I use for this podcast, like, they handle all my audio versions, and they also handle the brand deals. So, like, when it comes to podcasting, I don't go out and find the brand deals. I'm not even allowed to go out and find the brand deals. They find everything for me, and they will give me the ads that I need to create for in the middle of my podcast.
Gotcha. Okay.
And they also will put ads, like, if there are empty spaces, they will just put auto ads in the middle, whatever.
Oh, okay.
And they handle it all for me, and they get a cut of what I make. I love their company for the podcasting department. Their department for another platform, hate them. Can't stand them. They stole a lot of money from me.
Yes.
But the podcasting department literally found me the biggest brand deal I've ever found in my life to pay it back. And I was so appreciative of that I was like, I'm staying with this company. I love them. $90,000.
That's your biggest brand deal?
Yeah.
Gotcha, yeah.
Holy, like, and I was so appreciative because, like, I felt so demoralized as a creator when basically their other department, and I don't want to out them because, like, the company itself.
And
like,
that's a single post, or is that like multiple posts?
It was like 2.
Okay, wow, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, like 2 weeks worth of episodes of a post. And like, I felt so demoralized as a creator because the other department, basically, like, long story short, it was really sketchy. And they tricked me out of a lot of money that I earned myself.
Gotcha, yeah.
So pretty much I'm trying not to, like, do too, because the company itself is fine. And, like, their podcast department has been so kind to me. It's just the other department run by this one guy who is shady.
Just name him. No,
I don't want them. No, I love the other department so much. But pretty much they were supposed to, like, post this certain kind of content on one, like, they were in charge of posting this one kind of content on the platform, and I was told straight up they were only taking revenue from that source. They locked me out of monetization for the entire platform when I was making most of my money on completely different revenue streams.
Was that like a contract you had with them, or was it like they just kind of like locked you out, you didn't know?
I knew they were doing that. I thought they were paying me out because, like, you could tell on that platform what I was making from this and what I was making from that. And I thought they were just giving me back what I made from my other stuff, and they weren't. And they're like, oh no, this is normally what we do. Like, we handle the page. And I was like, but I'm doing everything on the page. Like, you're not even really posting all the content you're supposed to be posting.
Yeah.
And we can see on this graph that everything I'm making is from this other content. And they're like, that's another thing that creators need to worry about is, like, the predatory industry. There are huge companies that really take advantage of creators, and they ended up stealing almost 30 grand of what I made myself. And it was so demoralizing as a creator to feel like I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this content. I made this money, like, working so hard, like, sleepless nights, like, spending all my time doing this, and they're keeping so much money that's supposed to go to my bills. So when, like, the other department came back and, like, not only got it back for me in another way, but even then some, like, pretty much double, like, that meant so much to me. That was, like, it makes me, Swifties will understand this, like, with Taylor getting back her masters. Like, it felt like that kind of a moment of, like, it felt like being seen, of, like, my value as, like, not just a person, but as a creator. Like, I'm not just a cash cow to you guys. Like, you saw that was messed up, and you valued me enough, not just as a creator, but, like, as a human being, to make sure that I knew that work was worth it, and that I was valued as a person.
No, definitely, because I think all these companies, I think I haven't talked to a single creator that hasn't been through something like that.
Exactly.
I think that's a learning curve that you have to go over, because there's no rule books in none of this.
Exactly.
At all. So everyone's got screwed over in some aspect. I think I lost like 26 grand to a company one time, which was a learning curve. Still was kind of my fault,
right?
Low key, just like the not knowing is still bad. You know, so.
But there's also, like, in this industry, there's not a rule book. Like, don't know what you don't know.
Correct.
And that's why I think, like, even, like, episodes like this are so important, because no one taught us.
Correct.
We don't know. This industry is so new.
Yeah.
There are things like people don't know that you can split royalties with companies on music.
Yeah.
People don't know that you can find companies to find brand deals for you, or like even manager. I had a manager who asked for 20% of everything that I made, no matter what.
Yeah, whether it's like AdSense or something
Right,
like that.
and I'm like,
some people will sign that for sure.
I did.
Yeah.
Because they convinced me like I can help your brand. And
Yeah.
I looked, my analytics were in the trash because I was doing what they told me to do. They told me no more skits.
Yeah.
So I didn't do a skit for 6 months. That's like everything that people know me about,
Correct.
know me for.
And I think that I think the best way to kind of like get over that learning curve is connection with other creators, having conversations with other creators. I think that's the only way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think like the biggest thing, like there's a huge difference between people in the industry who like want to learn and like be your ally in this space, and the people that just want to take.
100%. I think that's the same thing. I think that's a weeding out process that you kind of go through.
Yes.
You figure that
and
out.
It's all
as
about
you,
the
as you go.
vibes.
Yeah.
Because like I know so many people who, when I go to events, like I love sharing knowledge about what I know about social media because I want other people to learn. I don't want anyone to get, caught out by a company or a shady manager or anything like that. Like that's not what I want for people.
How much is it because there is of knowing information for sure, but there's also like a gatekeeping too, because it's like
I hate the gatekeeping.
You hate the gatekeeping?
I don't like the
You never
gatekeeping.
gatekeeped?
No, never. Like
I didn't hear about the shopping. We weren't friends then.
I didn't know you. I didn't even meet you yet.
Yeah, we didn't know we were friends because I didn't hear about the shopping, man.
No, it was. I didn't really know a lot of people then. But even like when I go to events people are like, I don't know how to find an editor. I'm like, here's my editor's number.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I love my editor. I think she's the best.
I know a lot of people gate kept the Snapchat thing, and I might have too. No, I'm just.
Lee.
You had to, but it was a thing though. So it was like a. I think it was like they ranked like you had to be in the top 25 of the day. Mm-hmm. So if we're both in the top 25, one of us is getting less money. So
I get that.
I can get why people didn't say that.
I get it.
It was like one of those things, so I get that, but it wasn't like that.
Well, I think like for me, and I've definitely experienced both. I've been to events where, and I've interacted with people where like over even a span of a couple days, if your only interactions with me is like, can I be in your video? Can you be in my video?
Correct.
And like you don't care about like meeting me or talking to me as like a human being, and all you care about is what can I be in? What can you be in? Blah blah blah. Like I don't.
It's very transactional. I don't think I have any transactional friends.
It makes me uncomfortable. Like I'm not trying to gatekeep, but I'm like I'm a human being,
Yeah. No, that's not gatekeeping. I think gatekeeping is just like you have information, and if I tell you, I'm going to lose a little bit, so I'm not going to tell you. I think that's gatekeeping.
I don't like that.
I think that's gatekeeping.
But then like if I'll go to events and like I connect with people as like human beings, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to tell you everything. Or even like when I go and do podcasting stuff, like I never want people who like agree to do episodes with me, because sometimes I'm just that crazy lady in your DMs. It's like, hey, do you want to do something with me?
You have a lot of cats. How many cats do you have?
How many what?
Cats.
2. Mm-hmm. Got 2.
Skin up there.
I will only have 2.
3's a party, but
no, I will only have the 2, because I would never, like I only got 2 hands, I gotta like. Lady. I am a crazy cat lady for sure. I know that. I've been saying that for years. That's like on Discord. That's my crazy cat lady. That's me. But like one of the first things that I talk about with people who are kind enough to meet with me for podcasting, other than Lee, I don't like Lee. I'm just kidding. is like, hey, what platforms are on, and like where are some pain points? Because like if you're having them, I would love to. Like I so appreciate you coming to do this content with me. How can I repay you and like help you with other pain points that you might have on social media, or what can I share with you that like I want them to feel like collaborating with me was worth it for them too. You know what I mean? Like that's so important to me. Or even if I'm just at an event and someone's just talking about like, oh, I can't figure out XYZ. I would love to help you.
Correct. No, definitely.
I don't need to feel like I'm getting something out of someone to help them. I just want to feel like they see me as a person before give, take. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, because some people are always, I think everybody's just looking to get to that next level. Whatever level you're at now, they're trying to get to that next level. And just like they see you as like they're at their next level, they're trying to get where you're at, and then I guess surpass. But I don't really care about people surpassing at all.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. This might be like not a lot of people can relate, and that's fine. I'm okay with it. I kind of stopped being, and I've said this before, I'm not really like how do I get to the next level? Mm-hmm. Like
What's your goals then? What are your goals? I was gonna say, yeah.
So like for me, so like
with social media.
With social media, like if I can do the things that I like to do and enjoy the experiences that I want to experience and pay my bills, I'm happy.
100%, yeah.
I've already been in a place where I like burnt myself out trying so hard to do next things.
Gotcha.
And I'm much healthier now.
Gotcha.
And so like I'm not saying that like if a new program were to come out I wouldn't want to get in on it or I don't want to go to the events, but it's like the things that I'm meant to be a part of will come to me, and I'm always going to be a networker and I'm always going to be a hard worker, but I'm not obsessed to an unhealthy level where like that's the only thing I do and think about all day.
Like a Mr. Beast is like, oh, I have to be the #1 YouTuber. I'm not like that either.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Or like even, you know, we talked about how like shorts are my bread and butter. Long form, I'm still figuring it out.
Let's talk about that. Shorts versus long form. Keep going. Shorts is bread and butter.
Long form, I'm still figuring it out, and I'm going to keep figuring it out. But it's so interesting when I get comments that are like, oh my gosh, you have 2.5 million followers and this is your long views. And I was like, first of all, that's normal. They don't understand that it's normal for short form creators struggle with long form, and long form creators struggle with short form.
I just want to know why YouTube just don't hit a button just to like.
It's more of like what I found. It's the way that we're used to getting our content and our point across very quickly.
Yes.
Whereas people who are really good at long form, they're very good storytellers, and they know how to gracefully extend it, and that's fine. But like it's never going to bother me when someone who thinks they're being funny is like, oh my gosh, your long form views suck, and I'm like, okay, I don't care.
I just wish they went back to like the old YouTube where they just send out notifications and like boom, you just instantly, because same thing with short. You post a short, you can see like the steady climb, the growth. You might bet you hit 1,000 views. I think I'm at 1,000 views in I don't even know 30 seconds or something like that, and then within an hour I should be at this amount of views. 2 hours I should be here. 24 hours I should be here on a really good video. Like they just send you shorts just push you out to new people constantly.
And long form doesn't do it the same way.
Long form doesn't do it at all.
And the kind of people who really enjoy short form content don't necessarily want to sit there for a 30-minute video or an hour-long podcast, and that's fine. That's also okay. But that's not like I'm not so into like I have to have the numbers and I'm not so into the image where like that bothers me. Like I just understand that my viewers like the quick gratification videos, and that's fine, and that's not going to bother me. I think something else that's like a really good tip for emerging creators is like understanding, like we talked about that Facebook and YouTube are the most lucrative when it comes to monetization. What a lot of people might not know is like the timestamps that you want to get to for that monetization. So like for example, a very quick and easy way to like start looking into transitioning from short form to long form is compilations. I used to say that word wrong. Compilations, I don't know which one's right. I don't know, who knows. Now I'm like second guessing myself. But so like for example, YouTube, the sweet spot for the most lucrative ad revenue is 8 minutes. So what I would do is I would take 10 skits, make a compilation. It hits that, like 10 skits that are less than a minute.
Correct.
Will hit that 8-minute mark.
That's if you have a bulk of videos. Though.
Yes.
If you don't have that
bulk. Correct. I post a different skit every day.
Correct.
On Facebook, it's actually 3 to 5 minutes. So while I take that one compilation of 10 videos and make an 8 to 10 minute video for YouTube, I'll split that into 2 for Facebook. And it's 2 because the sweet spot is 3 to 5 minutes. So it'll be a compilation of 5 videos and then another compilation of 5 videos. And it's like 2 different videos that are both hitting the sweet spot for monetization on that platform.
Are you only posting over a minute videos on Facebook?
That's the other thing. TikTok changed their monetization rules in the last few years, and for a while it was really cumbersome because YouTube Shorts could only be less than a minute.
A minute, yeah.
So
you post over a minute YouTube Shorts?
Now I do.
Wow.
Because TikTok now says you can only get paid for anything that's over a minute.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was
so you're knocking out both at the same time.
Well, at the time, it was supposed to be that anything that could make money on YouTube wouldn't make you money on YouTube Shorts because that was their biggest competitor.
Yeah.
So what I would do is this is so much. I would make 2 different versions of my skits.
Yeah.
And I would like add a one-liner at the end so that it would go over the required amount for TikTok,
Correct.
but still be able to be posted to YouTube Shorts. And that was a lot of extra work. Now I don't care. And so now it's like I have skits that are over a minute because I want it to be able to make money on TikTok, but then all my lifestyle stuff is like 20 seconds because I know that's what's going to be good for YouTube Shorts.
Gotcha.
And that just gets posted everywhere.
Yeah, no, I don't. I feel like I feel like I found the sweet spot in my videos at like 41 seconds. So it's like if I make my videos longer over the minute, the views won't do as well.
Okay.
Just because of my format of videos that I just do. So I kind of just I don't know. I really don't over a minute. I don't think I do any over a minute videos on TikTok.
Really? So you don't make money from TikTok other than brand deals?
Brand deals, yeah.
Okay.
Other than brand deals, yeah. But brand deals, I mean, when the brand deals hit, they hit. But
Yeah.
it's like, no. I don't. I would say YouTube, Facebook, low key too. I don't know if I had all my years together, I probably made the most money on Facebook.
People sleep on Facebook.
Yeah, probably on
for
Facebook
sure.
if I had to calculate all my years together. But the most consistent is YouTube. If you have one platform, I already know your answer to this.
That's okay.
If you had one platform that you had to stick to, you had to delete the rest, you only stick to one, what would it be? All the rest of them go. You can only have one.
Probably YouTube, because
sure.
even though YouTube and Facebook go back and forth between like which one makes me the most money constantly, the support I feel from YouTube HQ is significantly stronger than the support I feel from Meta.
100%.
Because even like I had a Meta rep, her name was Katie,
yeah.
and I loved Katie. And then Katie's not at Meta anymore.
Yeah.
And like I can't tell you how many times I've been to a Meta event and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get you a new Meta rep. Don't worry." And that's like months ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Hello." Whereas like YouTube, YouTube has so many lines of support that you can find. Like first of all, you can get 24/7 help on the little chat thingy on YouTube, no matter what. And then if I need something specific, I can go to my Shorts rep. Yeah. And if I need something more than that, I have a couple email addresses that I know I can email and get a question within a couple days. Meta, I don't even know how.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think TikTok's the hardest now though to have a rep.
But I would, in that scenario, I'd get rid of TikTok. Yeah. For sure.
That's the first one going.
First one going, I don't know. It depends. I feel like it's hard because I think that the platform that I make the least amount of money on at this point is definitely Instagram.
I was gonna say that same.
Because Instagram just kind of got rid of a lot of Instagram got rid of a lot of the programs that I was making money off of. I don't really make.
You're talking about directly from the platform.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
But Instagram is seen as like, for whatever reason, Instagram's the one that people like look at to see what your following is.
Instagram's just the cool kid on the block. Instagram's the cool kid in schools.
Right. Like that's for
cool,
your following on Instagram, I think is seen as the most prestigious.
Correct.
For whatever reason, it just is.
Yeah.
And so
even you say you got a lot on YouTube. I don't know YouTube unless you're like in the mix.
I feel like YouTube, especially before Shorts,
Shorts
right?
Killed it,
like before Shorts, YouTube was definitely the most prestigious followers wise, and then Shorts made it so much easier to grow, which is great for like me. But I feel like because it's used to be so uncommon to have that kind of following on YouTube. Instagram was definitely seen as the most prestigious because people don't even think to look at the YouTube following.
Yeah.
And then. So, like, even though Instagram makes me the least amount of money, I wouldn't get rid of it because, like, that's
where everybody's
prestige.
Yeah, everybody's kind of there.
So, I think if I had to get rid of a platform...
First one to go is...
Maybe even Snapchat.
Snapchat's the first one to go?
I think so, because even though it's so hard to get support from TikTok, I still feel like their presence at events is larger than Snapchat, and I feel like I've emailed out Snapchat for support a couple times. I never get a response. Snapchat, I feel like, has my lowest following.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm at like 100K on Snapchat.
Okay,
But I
gotcha.
think for your Snapchat, that's still pretty good.
But you're monetized on stories and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Because you don't see a revenue on that's like, it's worth it. Put
It's
more time
hard
into.
for me to gauge how much I make on Snapchat because the way they organize it right now is.
It is a little tough how to break down a.
I just started.
You're too brand friendly for Snap. That might be. That might be
Well,
what it
most
is.
of my audience on Snapchat is women.
Oh, see that, they don't really
I do
watch
get
that.
like
You the
interesting
boys.
commenters on
You're
Snapchat. Yeah.
A little.
Yeah.
Show a little something on Snap. You get up there.
I feel like I've skyrocketed pretty quick on Snapchat because I've only been doing it like a year, I think. But it's also hard for me to gauge how much I make because it's organized so weirdly. Like
Yeah, I don't know. Like
it's like you've made 12 crystals today.
Yeah.
And then
like
even
12 cents.
Right, and it's like it's like you made 500 crystals today, which is like
You don't know
for
where
that
it's
right.
coming from, yeah.
And then when it comes to when they pay you out, they don't pay you out in one sum. Like I got 64 emails
I
of
did too.
you got $5 from
I did
Snapchat,
get that
$10
too.
from
It's
Snapchat,
all
and it's
day.
like
Yeah.
holy moly! So I don't even really know what I make from Snapchat because I'm not sitting there and calculating all 64 of those notifications.
Well, people abuse the Snapchat thing too, so it's like they're trying to fix it as it goes. I don't know.
Yeah, and like TikTok, I at least like with the reposts that I've been reposting. A lot of them are old, so they're under a minute. But now that I'm getting back into content that I made that's over a minute, I'm making like a pretty decent amount on TikTok. Like getting to the point where I think in a few months it could rival what I'm making on Facebook and YouTube, which is crazy.
Is Facebook and YouTube similar? Like they kind of flip flop?
Yeah, they're pretty similar. They'll like flip flop of which one is better one month versus what like bonus programs they have going on. But TikTok, I know that it's a manpower problem, but they just don't have the kind of support that even Meta has. Like, and I don't feel super supported by Meta all the time, but I feel way more supported by Meta than I do by TikTok.
Yeah. How do you how much do you like break down your analytics? Are you very like analytical? You check that out at all? Your analytics? Or you just kind of post? You're posting like, if it hits, it hits.
It depends. On some things, yes. On some things, no. I typically will look more at like what are people searching when they find me? How are people finding me? Those kinds of things.
But you don't break down your own analytics. Like, okay, my videos do better if I'm hitting 1 minute and 15 seconds versus 1:30 seconds.
That's what my old management was supposed to be doing, and they didn't. And so like, literally when I parted ways with them was when I started the divorce process also. So I genuinely just have not had like the capacity to sit and like learn how to do that. But I will. It's just been a roller coaster.
Gotcha. YouTube has it going. If you do it on your desktop, you go to YouTube Studio, you go to advanced analytics. It'll show you like your from best to like worst videos. Like,
I've been looking at that. But even when I look at.
But you can even like break down like watch time of it. It's like a lot of it's like 200
the charts.
Things
because when I started putting together my little list of all the old content that went viral, it really is all over the place. Like there's some videos that were 15 seconds, there were some that were almost 2 minutes. It's really all over the place.
But even with those 15 seconds, you can still see like, okay, better people watching this twice, which is probably watching it multiple times for it to go viral in 15 seconds. But so that's how I know my videos are like 41 seconds or like. It's like 39 to 41 seconds. Like
that makes sense.
I'm also a math major, so I kind of break down all my videos.
I'm not a math What do you think are some other like misconceptions that people might have about like social media, making money off social media, like anything like that?
Yeah, I think that starting today, I always said, I got a question after your
No, that's fine, that's fine.
But some misconceptions they have about social media that you need, the main one is that you need a big following to make money.
No.
That's the main one that people are not realizing.
No, absolutely
I think it's just like you can make money. It depends on like, I know people that have a way smaller follower than me and make
way more money. Way more.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
It's depending on your audience and what you're like. Essentially, you're just selling to them. So if you're a real estate agent on social media, you don't need. If you have 1 million followers, you'd be killing the game for sure. If they all are interested in buying houses. But if you have 10,000 followers and you're a real estate agent, you're doing something that's very high ticketed, or they're in a subscription base, you don't need that big of a following to have that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I would say if I'm starting, if I was, that was my thing. If I started today, had to redo everything on social media, I'd probably be teaching people something.
Okay.
I think that's what I would do today, rather than like the entertainment. I think the comedy is the hardest thing to monetize online.
Yeah.
Yeah, hardest.
Because everyone can be funny. Anyone can
be funny. It's so subjective, you know, too. So it's like you're really basing off of like, can I find these people out here that can relate to what I'm saying? So I think the comedy is the hardest thing. So I kind of encourage people not to get into comedy because it's the hardest thing to monetize.
Yeah, and it's hard to make yourself unique in that field when it's so saturated.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, comedy is the toughest one for sure. Other that and beauty too. Obviously, I think beauty for women is probably tough.
Yeah.
Because I feel like every chick is a beauty guru.
And there's even like its own issues in that community of like who is certified makeup artist, who is not. Like it's so complicated, and like what goes into the products, and do people care? Do they not care? Like it's a lot.
Yeah. So I would say that, and then I think sports.
Okay.
Get into sports, especially if you're a woman in sports. I think you get that kind of extra like
edge
right now because that's getting so boosted right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're starting, I would say, but you got to be. I mean, you can be talking about sports, but you got to like sports to do sports. That's the only thing.
I think like the biggest thing that I encourage creators is like whatever kind of content you do, you have to care about it.
100%.
You have to be passionate about it.
I say that for longevity.
Yes.
For longevity, yes.
Longevity. Well, even like I know so many people. Again, when going to the event and people ask questions and they want to know exactly what do you do because I want to model my videos like you. Well, what works for me isn't going to work for somebody else. And what works for you isn't going to work for me. Yeah. Like when the thing that audience or that people scrolling see the most is like the authenticity. Like if you're just like doing a video to go through the motions and you're not like genuinely enjoying what you're doing or passionate about what you're doing, like you can sense that. Like it comes off as fake. It comes off as inauthentic.
No, 100%. But I think you got some people that don't care. I wish I cared a little less. Like I feel like I care. Same thing. You care.
Yeah.
Like if we cared a lot less, we would make way more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure.
If we didn't care about the brand and the image, and we put out whatever, you know what I'm saying? We could easily, you know. I think there's a lot of people out there that don't care. So the people that don't care. You know, I would say if they're in it, some people are just in it for the money. If you're in it for the money, then that's your right to do that.
Exactly.
So it's like, I mean, just I guess do whatever that's gonna go viral. So I know some people go about and let me go.
But for longevity, you gotta care.
For longevity, yes, you gotta care.
What was your question?
My question was. What was the question you asked me? Because I forgot.
I asked you about misconceptions and things like that.
Misconceptions about things.
Making money, social media in general.
Lost my train of thought.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. It happens a lot. It'll come back.
Okay.
It'll come back.
I'm trying to think of like other things.
Oh yes. Okay. Where's the balance in social media between, do you think personally, the balance in social media between it being, this is strategically done and it being luck? Strategic versus luck in like growing on social media or like being successful on social media, that's to say. How much is it strategic? How much is it just
I think,
luck?
Especially when it comes to like going viral on TikTok, I genuinely believe that initial start is luck and then the longevity is strategy.
Okay.
Personally. Like, because I look at me and like I see myself as like some weirdo with a camera, right?
Gotcha.
Like there are people who I think are way more talented than me that have not gone viral. I think that my initial start was luck, and I think that my strategy and my work ethic has kept me where I am and allowed me to keep doing what I'm doing. And I think like something that you and I both do a lot is like, I've talked about how I'm not like I need to be the number one whatever, but I do think about like how do I stay doing what I want to do long term. Like,
so that the word is relevant is what you're saying?
Not even just relevant, but like what are some, like I think right now I have good genes. I am like almost 30, but I don't, many people tell me I look young. Like, you know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, I actually hate wearing jeans. They're uncomfortable. But I think about often I'm not always going to be that young looking girl on social media. When I get to that point, who knows when it could be. Like I might look like this for another 10 years. I might look like this for another 5 years. I don't know. So then I think like what can I do now to get myself where I need to be, where I still have some kind of passive something in the future.
Gotcha.
So when I think about like I've been looking at writing a book, things like that. I've been like, how can I get into it? And is that something that like is gonna make me the number one? I don't need to be the number one bestseller or whatever, but I wouldn't be against like creating like a kind of a children's book that is another kind of passive income, something that, you know, I believe in, that I think, you know, is education based, which is where my passion and my heart has always been. Is that something that can get into passive income, things like that? So does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. Is there a dollar amount that will get you this, like, if I'm like, hey, here's X amount of dollars, you can't post on social media for the rest of your life? Is there a dollar amount that will make you do that?
Do I have to decide immediately, or can I like sit on it for a day? Like, I don't mean like right now.
No.
I
I'm
mean
just saying you can.
Because like
you got a day. You got a day to think about it. Yeah,
my immediate go-to would be like $1 million, but I would actually want to like sit down and calculate.
Yeah, you can sit down
like,
and think about it. Yeah.
How many would it truly take to live a comfortable lifestyle, to be able to pay XYZ bills, but also put however much away to invest, to let that grow? What dollar amount would make sense for someone my age doing the things that I do? Gotcha. And so like I would want to calculate that first.
Okay, so no, they're like, you got to decide this right now.
5 million.
5 million, you're poof gone. Don't hear.
Because I'm not like, even though.
Yeah, you said that you're not trying to be the best, blah blah blah.
Well, I'm not like, I'm genuinely not a very materialistic person. I do value experiences, but I think something that a lot of whenever people are like, oh, but you travel a lot, you spend so much money. It's a business expense. Gotcha. I'm like very fortunate in that, like, if I go somewhere and I make content, that is a business expense. I mean, I would not be able to travel the way that I travel if that was not the case.
Gotcha.
So like for me, that's the one.
Yes.
Like for me, I guess technically, like I guess it wouldn't be a business expense if I was never making content again. But at the same time, I wouldn't need to travel the same way, because I wouldn't be traveling for the podcast stuff, and I wouldn't be traveling to VidCon and things like that.
Yeah, you can get like a job. You could be like a marketing director for somebody, but you just can't post.
Right. Like I'm like genuinely through and through. I'm not a very materialistic person.
Gotcha. So 5 million chilling.
Yeah.
On top of your head right now, you're like 5 million.
Yeah, because I feel like 5 million, I could invest so much in like.
Gotcha.
Whether it be stocks, whether it be property, whether it be whatever, I could take care of like my mom's bills and house and things like that. I would have so much fun money. Like I understand that money can go quickly.
Gotcha.
But it like amazes me when I hear about people who like win the lottery and then spend everything in a year. Because I'm like very content with sitting at my house with my cats.
No, 100. No.
Like
5 million. No, I would definitely need, top of my head, poof, gone, probably 100. I would think 100.
100 million? That's so much.
I know, just because of what I want to do, though, my plans.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just because of my plans.
That makes sense.
Not for like.
That's valid.
Because I'm like, I want to like direct movies. I want to get that out there. So I need that one day to really push these movies like crazy. But I don't really care about the.
Like I don't need to be in like a 6-bedroom house. Like I don't want to clean all that. You know, like
I feel that for sure.
Yeah. I don't like modest, simple.
Correct.
Like I'm fine with that.
No, definitely. But for me to help everybody need to help.
No, I get that. That's
everybody,
valid.
friends, and be able to like, I can fund. To do like I would probably go back and do like a creator fund for other creators. I would just literally speak on it.
No, I like that.
And do that. I would need a fund to kind of help everybody for the rest of my life. I probably would need that. Yeah, just off the top of my head, just
That's
poof
valid.
gone. Yeah.
I'd be 5. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good,
So
and I can.
They won't hear from me again.
No, I really wouldn't,
Me and
because like I
Mark
never
Katz,
really posted on social media before all this happened.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really feel the need
That's
to post
good though.
on
So
it
you
after.
don't really you really see social media as like a tool rather than your whole life. Some people see it as like the whole life.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just
like
not like
and I try to. My biggest thing for social media is I taught high school, and so I think that especially for women, especially young women, high school age women, social media for so long created so many unrealistic expectations of like
still does, I feel like.
Skin, hair, body, relationships, whatever. And so I've always been very purposeful of I want to share the good and the bad, because I think that's so important to show that like no, life isn't all sunshine and roses. But at the same time, I think there are still lines of, you know, whether it be details with the divorce or like, you know, dating life. Like,
do you show the good and bad on your platform? I feel like I don't show the
oh
bad on my
yeah,
platform.
do you know how many videos I have of me like
like
sobbing my eyes out?
Yeah, we
I'm
see.
like, I had a bad day.
Yeah, we see that for sure.
Or like
Exactly.
when I got like perioral dermatitis and I couldn't figure out what it was and I was just in so much pain and I'm like,
Yeah.
can someone help me? Like,
Definitely.
I even like divorce stuff, you know. I think showing good and bad is so important
Gotcha.
and having like realistic expectations, but I still think that there's a line of like, hey, this is my like, I know Bailey and I talked a lot about when I have kids, their faces are not going on
That's
the
what
internet.
I said too.
That's
like
safety.
I think relationship wise too. I've been in a relationship online. I don't think I would be that public again with it.
No.
For sure.
For
I think
sure.
there's two people involved, and even they twist things. Even if you've seen like, I always was one thing I always said. I was like, you ain't gonna catch me crying on camera because people will flip that and be a meme. Even though I don't really care, care at the end of the day though. But it's just people will just flip anything. I'm
No,
just like,
for sure.
you got some people that are just waiting for you to like
do something,
slip up. Let me just get something on them. So I think it's like I only give people what I think what I want to give them. I should say. Not what they deserve,
yeah. And like agreed completely. Because I want to be open, but like it's still my life, and like not everything
is out there
has to be.
Yeah.
You know, and especially when it involves like other people. You know, not everyone in my life signed up to have their lives also completely plastered on the internet, and so that's something that I want to be very respectful
Definitely.
of. When I have kids, like, yeah, I think it would be great to like talk about being a mom and the struggles of that so that other moms don't feel alone, but I'm not posting my kids on the internet. That's not safe.
Gotcha.
So it's like those kinds of lines
Never,
of like,
so you won't be the YouTube family?
No, I don't.
I think
like
I'll be the
that.
YouTube family. I think I would do that, but
see, I know
I do have a friend though that he does have 24/7 security at his house just for that.
See, but it's not even just that. And like Bailey and I talked a lot about it.
Just
like,
for the kids though.
But the number of predators that will like save kids' videos.
True.
Like like that. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I like that. It's safety over content for me, like personally.
Definitely,
like even just reading about what some of these social media moms found people were doing with their kids' content.
That's very true. Yeah.
It's gross. Like
it's
I couldn't in good conscience do that. And though while I think that like, you know, I would love to talk about the struggles of having a family and being like I wouldn't do it at the risk or at the cost of my children.
No, definitely, yeah. And then it has to come down to I don't know, I don't have kids. Yeah, so I don't know.
Or even this is
I always say like when them kids they will be paying for them diapers.
I'm not gonna name names because I don't want anyone to feel attacked. But I will never forget this. No. No, No,
I'm just kidding.
I did an event somewhere, and in another state, a YouTube event in another state, and it was at a outdoor bar, and it started very late. It started at like 8:30, and I'll never forget that around 9:30, 10 o'clock, this YouTube family pulled up, and they had their kids, and they were at a theme park all day. That they drove an hour from the theme park to the event because they wanted to get the kids' photos with all these big creators for their social media pages. And these kids looked exhausted. I kid you not, they were falling asleep on the floor in the corner of this outdoor bar gazebo that we were in. And I just remember thinking, oh my God, not for me. Not interested.
What if the kids are like, I want to do it though, Mom?
They were like falling asleep.
And that's about your kids.
I think that kids at 6 years old don't know enough about the consequences of what social media means to genuinely be able to make that decision.
Definitely.
Like they don't know what's posted on Reddit. Yeah. They don't know what, like even when I taught teenagers and the teenagers wanted to be in videos. No, because I'm not going to be responsible for if something goes viral and someone makes fun of something one of my students is wearing or makes fun of the way that they have their hair. I didn't want my students to be subjected to that.
Gotcha.
Now I think that there's like an age.
I think uniforms are great in school now. Think about looking back.
Yes.
I think uniforms is a really good thing.
Yes.
Now looking back on it, yeah.
Like I think that a lot of kids see social media and they want to be in it and they think like they want the clout. They just want the clout for it. But I think they don't understand first of all, what it could mean, like what could happen if you're in one of those viral videos, like what kind of, it might not be good feedback.
Correct,
and I would never want to be the cause of like a child, whether it be mine or not, to kind of have that crisis. But also I think that someone at 6 years old doesn't really understand what it means to give up your privacy.
No, definitely. I've seen a creator and his son. He's about like, well, he was like probably 6 or 7 at the time. I don't know how old he is now, but same thing. He'll be out in the public, the little kid, and people will come up to the little kid and take pictures with the little kid, which is nuts. And it's like, you didn't think about to.
And like just strangers just coming up to your child. That's nuts. So scary.
Yeah, you don't think about that one. Yeah, true.
And like even, you know, again, I'm not Mr. Beast. I'm not Commie Chris, you know. But
shout out Chris.
She's a wonderful, wonderful person. I love her. That being said, sometimes I go places, nothing happens. I don't expect anything to happen. Sometimes it's not like that. Like I even like starting dating again has been so interesting. I went on a date with this guy at an ice rink.
Recently?
It was a couple months ago, maybe.
Pop off.
It was. Thank you. And it was like it was first date. We went on to this ice rink, and he was so nice. And I try very hard on the dating apps to like not mention what I do, because
I know
I don't want someone to only want to like take me out because they think my job is cool. Like I want to be a person first. So like if they mention anything about my job and without me bringing it up, no, I'm not interested.
What do you say when someone asks you what do you do
on the dating apps?
Or on a dating
apps?
Yes,
I'm in marketing.
So, marketing.
Yeah, I'm in marketing.
Marketing. I usually run a how do you say marketing agency?
Yeah, I'm part of marketing. I work in the social media aspect of marketing.
Yeah.
And my friend Lauren said, well, Rebecca, you know, you have a very substantial following. Like it's going to be very hard for you to find someone that doesn't know who you are. And my response is that I don't necessarily care if they know or not. It's about how they approach it. So like if they ask me what I do and I say I'm in marketing, and they clearly know and are like trying to get me to admit to it, they're not respecting that boundary that I'm very clearly putting down. That no thanks.
Some of them are intrigued though. Some of them are very intrigued.
That's fine. Yeah. But if I feel like if we haven't been out before and I clearly don't want to talk about it, and you're not respecting that, then that's like a boundary problem first, and that's not someone that sees me as a person first. They see me as a creator.
No, 100%. I definitely see that. I don't know. I feel like everybody that I have talked. Well, I talk to people on social media, so they already know that I do it. But it's like,
right.
I think in both instances, people that I do meet, it's hard. I don't know. That's a whole other topic, though.
Yes.
It's a tough thing to balance, like different lifestyles, trying to include them in mine.
Yes.
And I'm traveling and doing all this different stuff, and oh, you're about to experience it new.
So I remember like the guy at the ice rink. I told him like on the first date like what I did, and he really had no idea, and I was like, that's refreshing. I love that. Like I love the people that are like, I don't do social media, because again, like I want to be a person first, a creator second.
Yes.
And I kid you not, there was a middle school birthday party at this ice rink, and there was a group of girls who all followed me.
Oh, 100%.
And I was literally on the ice, and someone stopped me on the ice to ask for a photo. Of course. Yeah.
You ever told somebody no?
Say that again?
You ever told anybody no? Have you told somebody no? Okay.
No. Unless I was like at the airport about to like miss my flight, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I do not have time. No, I haven't. Because everyone's been very like respectful about it. I
think I said no to one kid that came with a camera in my face one time.
Oh no,
a little kid. That's about it.
I kid you not, a line formed on the ice. Yeah. And the guy was like, I'm gonna do a lap, and I was like, okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Wow, she's popping. Okay.
And I felt so bad, but like these are like little girls. I wasn't gonna tell them no, you know. And so I think that's something that like a lot of people, even like a lot of guys like going into dating, like not everyone asks for that kind of life, and not everyone wants that kind of life, and that's also fine, and that's valid. Like there have been very nice guys that I've interacted with who are very nice and respectful, and they're like, I don't really want my life to be anywhere near public, and that's also fair, and that's valid. Like they didn't sign up for that, they didn't ask for that, and I can't guarantee that like no one's ever gonna find out who they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they're gonna find out for sure. They're gonna do the research instantly.
So I think that there is a line when it comes to like what I want to be open, but there is also a line of like not everyone in my life asked to be completely public, and I want to be able to respect that as much as I can. That was a really ramble story. Do you need to go?
That's how easy. That's how easy.
Yeah, I don't remember what the initial question was because I just yapped.
No, we're talking about the dating as a content creator.
That's like a completely different episode.
Yeah, dating as a content creator is nuts. Oh my goodness, I can write a book on that one.
Yeah, that's
or
an
not a book,
one.
a book of what not to do.
Yeah, that'll be our next episode together. Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, since you're out there in these streets now, yeah.
I announce everything very delayed. Yeah. So like I got separated in May, of May of 24.
Yeah, I said last
but I didn't say anything on social media about it until like September.
That's good though.
Yeah. Yeah.
People like
yeah, and then
gosh,
I planned on I've been planning like dating content, but I'm not gonna start posting it until everything is like final.
But you didn't mix it too. You were still doing your own thing. You didn't like your content wasn't like us.
No.
Yeah.
There were some videos that he would be in.
Yeah.
But no, it's always been me.
Yeah,
sure.
I think I turned my content one time. It was like, oh yeah, we were like this couple now. Revenue was great. And it was long form videos too.
Oof.
But
I tried a few and I was like, this doesn't feel like I feel like I was doing it not like it wasn't like what I was excited to turn the channel into, and so it didn't like
make sense.
I ended up abandoning that.
Yeah.
But can you think of any other misconceptions that people might have in regards to making money online or social media in general?
Any misconceptions? That was the biggest one with the money. You need money to have. You need a big following.
No,
you don't need that.
Not.
And then another misconception about social media.
We can also have people like comment questions they have for more.
Yeah,
I think that would be really interesting to see, like, because it all feels so innate and natural now that I don't know what people don't know.
I feel like a lot of people don't. I feel like you don't. You have the consumer that a quote unquote thinks they know, but they just like they're just like I don't know. They're almost like just bots. They just consume.
Yeah.
And then you have people that's like you don't have like there's still a lot of creators that are trying to like get to the point to be full time.
Yeah.
Like they have some type of following. Like hey, they're probably working a job day to day, but they're trying to get to the full time. I think there's a lot of like my day to day job. How do I get to the full time creator? Yeah. And then you have the full time creator that's like you doing a solid revenue where you can pay your bills. And you're fine with that. And then you have people that have quote unquote figured it out. You're like figure it out. Okay, I know what's working, what's not working. I know how to like the brand is. I got that down covered. And then you have the people that's light years. That's like the Mr. Beast whole crowd. So I think there's 4 aspects of like the creator.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think it's like 4 aspects of that though. So I think I am in like that third one.
I feel weird putting myself in the third category because I'm still like I don't know what long form content is, man. But I feel like. But
you don't have another job. You're doing this full time.
Yeah. So I guess I would put myself in the third category.
Definitely,
for sure. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, you're not just like I don't know, but you're not.
Yeah.
Just like. You figured some stuff out. You've had moments where it's like, oh yeah, I've made $100,000, $50,000, but you know what I mean. So
I think my last thing that I can think of off the top of my head for like emerging creators is the idea of, especially when you get like big breaks, big brand deals for the first time. A lot of people's first instinct is like, oh, what do I want to splurge on? And like I think enjoying yourself and treating yourself is important.
Gotcha.
But I also think that being realistic in the fact that that's not going to be consistent enough to sustain everything that you do. So like spending it wisely or saving it wisely is always, a good way to go. So like that YouTube product hacking, that's my house.
Yes, I'm for sure. That. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like that.
But those are moments that's almost like a right place, right time, almost, right?
Yes, and it is, but it's also like I know that that's not a consistent thing. I know it's not going to be there forever. So like I want to use that for like a big chunk of down payment on my house, and it needs to be a house that like even if that kind of money isn't consistent, I need to still be able to pay that mortgage on it as long as I need to.
100%, yeah.
And so the big chunk is out of the way, but it's still like manageable on a day-to-day basis.
Definitely, yeah.
Or like I know my friend who she invests so much, whether it be in property, which is a good investment,
Correct,
or in
yeah.
stocks or whatever. Investing a lot of the big things for, like even if some of those brand deals you get a lot of them. If I got multiple months of that kind of product tagging
Correct.
money, house down payment, great. How much of my house can I pay off, and what can I invest in for later on? And if I keep getting it, great. That's more investment, more investment, more investment. I don't need to deck out my house in like full granite everything and redo everything
Correct,
in my house
yeah.
for like this big fancy whatever, and then those brand deals stop, and then it's like, oh, I still have bills to pay.
Yeah.
You know, like.
And that's and I think that's my thing for really emerging creators, really all creators. It's I would try to figure out a consistent, because brand deals, you're gonna have a high and lows in this. You're gonna have great
Exactly.
brand deal streaks. You're gonna have a great revenue streaks. I think if you the quickly you can find a sustainable, like, I guess, base, wherever that looks like.
Yeah.
YouTube will do that. AdSense. Like, if you can figure out a base and then something that's outside of social media in a way to kind of like add to a revenue stream, whether it be, I don't know, that's not like videos. Like, how can you make money without, like, I guess, creating a video or making a new video? Like, try to make, I guess, multiple revenue streams.
Right.
Try to get to that as quickly as possible.
Right.
I would say that would kind of help a lot of the creators out, because you need that, because it starts going clear. And then as you start growing, you don't need to move to LA. I think everybody's
No,
like,
I will never move
once
to
I get
LA.
big, I need to move
No.
to LA. Then that's a misconception.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Creators are going to make whatever kind of money they make no matter where they live. Like, it's not like it
does
doesn't
help,
move with
though.
inflation.
I'm not gonna say it doesn't help though.
But I think you're going to
Yeah.
make about the same no matter where you live. Why would
I don't know.
Well, for what I make, for what I do.
Yeah, if you don't
like,
need nobody else.
I'm not making like movie reviews where it makes sense for me to be at every premiere.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with my content. That's a fun extra.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have anything to do with my content.
Yes, but how do you connect with creators though? Then
I DM them. I'm that crazy person in
DM
everyone's
is a good- that's a
DMs.
good
Remember?
one, yeah.
Like cold call, whatever.
For
Or like
sure.
I'll go to the events like a
Gotcha.
couple times a year in LA.
There you go, yeah.
For sure. Like, you know me, I know everybody. I don't need to
Facts.
live in LA to know everybody.
Yeah, you don't. True.
Why would I take such a hit to the percentage of like fun money that I can use from what I make
Yeah, because what you're
to
making now.
pay for bills that are like, my bills will be 5 times as much as they are living in LA than here.
Easily.
Why would I do that? And I'd be away from my family,
Gotcha.
my lifelong friends. Why would I do that?
Well, you have friends.
Yeah, I know that you don't know
gotcha.
what that is, but it's fine.
Got you. I got friends. I didn't know you had friends, Miss Cat Lady.
Yeah.
But,
No. I sometimes I leave my house.
That's good. That's
Not
good, that's
often, but sometimes I do that.
But yeah, so yeah, I would say that. Yeah, that's mine.
And then I guess, because again, like, it's also natural and innate for us. We don't know what people don't know. So like, if there's
Yeah,
anything that we left out, people
correct.
can comment,
Comment
and we
down
can
below.
do another one.
Yeah, because there's part of me. Sometimes I forget of
Yeah.
where I'm at, and
Yeah.
people think that I'm like, oh yeah, he's just made it. I feel like I still have long light years to go.
Right.
Was
Yes.
I feel like
Or
I'll
like,
always be like that though. Which is good.
I don't. Sometimes I just accidentally fell into the luck of, oh, I figured this out. I don't realize that like it's not an obvious answer for other
Yes,
people.
Correct.
So like they can just leave comments and we can be like, hey, what questions you got?
100%.
And they might not even realize there's an easy answer, and that's
Definitely.
fine. So I like that. A
Hopefully.
long episode, but a good episode.
That was good.
Very good. Thanks for hanging out with
No,
me.
thank you for having me.
I know that I had to force you to spend time with me
Hey.
today. It'd be like that.
I'll send you an invoice. You'll be happy.
Understood. Don't put that on camera. No, they'll know. Oh no.
No,
But no, absolutely. I hope this is helpful or interesting
Correct.
to people who may or may not care.
Like, subscribe.
I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye, my lovelies.